So, I want to make a video for Ring of Fire, Farron Cousins. Just go ahead and lay it out there to you. I would appreciate for just a moment you try to put yourself in my position. All right? Like we're literally trying to deliberate, putting the shoe on the other foot, that type of situation. All right. So let me ask you this. Imagine you're studying the law for years. All right? You're literally studying along the way, which, by the way, that right there, that's a course. That's a course that you would go ahead and learn in school. All right? There's multiple different forms of school, including online. All right? Which ultimately, based on circumstances that a person's been through, might be the only capable way of being able to do that. Like, for example, well, they simultaneously have an obligation to go ahead and act as a living crash pillow, all right, for literally not one but two different people now that weigh anywhere from between 250 to 350 by estimation. All right, $250 to 350 pounds. But keep in mind, one of them is hyperglycemic. One of them is epileptic. So, if they drop, they are dropping hard. I am either trust falling to try to basket grab them, or they are falling on top of me, as long as when they have any of the warning signs or indicators that that is about to happen, I make myself immediately and expeditedly available. All right? Now, also, when it comes to, like, say, for example, what I watch, what I share on social media, ultimately when it comes down to who and what is the deciding factor of what I share, what I watch, what I enjoy watching, what I enjoy gauging with, I personally believe that that is a personal choice as a full-grown adult that I should be able to make. Don't like the language of it? Not my problem. Don't like my attitude? Not my problem. Don't like my opinion? You don't have to share it. Alright? But ultimately, I've just been wondering for whoever wanted to go ahead and, grandstand and basically have the attitude of, like, the internet's not big enough for the both of us. Just wondering, okay, if you have legal grounds to file it in a court. File it in an actual courtroom. Go ahead and whatever legal basis that you're trying to, grasp at straws and reach for, you go right ahead. But ultimately, like, let's say, for example, the media outlets that I get my information from, all right? So, I actually like to go ahead and engage on multiple different factors to try to go ahead and get multiple different perspectives and objectives, of whatever the topic is specifically, all right? So, like, let's say, for example, since I'm speaking Ring of Fire, like, when I go ahead and I take the video from Ring of Fire to YouTube, and then go ahead and share it on Facebook, when I go ahead and I add a tag, all right, whatever the platform is, if I have them on Facebook, I go ahead and I tag them in the video, all right? So, for example, if I'm sharing a Ring of Fire video with Ring of Fire, that is me saying, hey, this is credit to the original creator of the video, Farron Cousins from Ring of Fire. This is his personal take on it, as well as going ahead and looking over established case law to go ahead and see what the grounds on the situation and on the debate would end up going ahead and being, and the legal grounds that there would be to go ahead and turn it into an issue that would have some form of legal culpability. All right? When I go ahead and I send a video from mainstream, a mainstream outlet that would end up going ahead and being on television, that's basic, and send it to, say, for example, the people that I would like it to see, as well as, people that I feel like that perspective, as well as hearing that opinion, may go ahead and pose a question that could potentially end up going ahead and bringing something to their attention or to their morbid curiosity that they may have not considered beforehand. All right? Basically, a metaphorical tap on the shoulder of like, hey, so this is the take that's being publicly disseminated. So, don't know if you tried looking at it from that angle. There's that angle. There's going ahead, keeping in mind, details that keep getting quote unquote lost in translation while attempting to basically nitpick into oblivion, turning the, turning the Overton window, Occam's razor. We know all that, but like, say for example, all right? Say for example, somebody is studying law for years, all right? They're trying to go ahead and get their degree in it. They're basically doing what would equate to be a double major, all right? They go ahead and they do their thesis, all right? What they would need to go ahead to be able to argue of, yes, this right here, on the basis of established case law, this would be the rebuttal, the, reason to go ahead and object to certain statements and variables that have been preconceived notions, that were assumed to be factual, while at the same time trying to use irrelevant arguments and talking points, to go ahead and make a shallow short-term argument to go ahead and validify the long-term reason to believe that this is in any which way, shape, or form okay, or in any which way, shape, or form legal, and where also that legal theory, that you are refusing to test by going ahead and submitting in a deposition would actually go ahead and be applicable while not violating any human rights, civil rights, any type of litigatory tort basis, established at a state or federal level throughout the entirety of the established states that use the same sections and subsections litigatorily to go ahead and establish for specific carved out specialties or personal focus of the legal profession that they are attempting to go ahead and gain entrance into, while simultaneously attempting to try to argue that there's no tortious interference, while trying to attempt to give a valid reason that legally one person throughout the entirety of the population would legally not be allowed to go ahead to take the test to find out if what they had been learning would actually be legally applicable to be able to count as credentials and credits to be able to, in some form or another, fit into a pathway, regardless how narrow it may be, that would actually comply with the Department of Education's policy when it came to what was formerly No Child Left Behind, but now is the Every Child's Deserves Access Act, something like that. Pretty much saying, like, yeah, no, every child, regardless of, documentation status, deserves the right to go ahead to get an education, just like everyone else, regardless of what personal opinions may end up reflecting in their professional aspirations. You know? I mean, after all, America is supposed to be considered the land of opportunities, not the land of opportunities, except gotta take the opportunity away from this guy because fuck this guy.